Microsoft is doing its best to lure consumers away from Apple and to buy a PC instead. In Microsoft's latest attempt, the company created an ad which displays why a Mac computer is about as useful for you as a hat for your cat would be. Joining us now to discuss this, Mark SPOONAUER, editor-in-chief at Tom's Guide. And Mark, I guess it's on once again, the war of the tablets. And in this latest ad, what exactly does Microsoft claim to have over Mac tablets?
Sure. I mean, it depends on the product line, but if you're talking about the Surface Pro, which they've been touting, they talk about things like having the detachable keyboard and the fact that you can use it as a standalone tablet, and they're comparing it against, in this case, the MacBook Air. Or the fact that you can just reach out and touch the screen, and on Apple MacBooks, you don't have touchscreen capability, so there's a couple of things that you're lacking there.
Okay, so it looks like they're friends when it comes to software, foes when it comes to hardware, but is the Surface necessarily better than the iPad?
Yeah, it depends on what you're using it for. I mean, some people forget that Apple does have the iPad Pro, and Tim Cook has said in their most recent earnings call that half of the people who are buying the iPad Pro are buying it for business. When we did our own comparison on Laptop Mag between the iPad Pro and the Surface Pro 4, the Surface Pro 4 actually won because it's more versatile. It runs full Windows as opposed to just iOS, so you can run any desktop program on it. We do like the fact that the keyboard, lets you control the cursor with the trackpad. And we also thought that on the iPad front, it won in terms of battery life. So it depends on what you're looking for from your next detachable. And that's really what this is about. It's the next wave of the computing revolution is about combining the best aspects of laptops and tablets. And so far, Microsoft is in the lead in terms of features, but Apple is starting to catch up.
It's interesting, yeah, and what's a better purchase depending on which customer, right? Because iPads in the past have been criticized for not being very enterprise easy for the business consumer.
That's right, but with the Apple Pencil, I mean, they're certainly targeting creative professionals. The keyboard is good, but not great. But you also have to keep in mind that Apple is expected to update its MacBook Pro lineup this fall, and I don't expect it to have a touchscreen, but it's rumored to have a new OLED touch panel that will change functions based on what you're doing on screen. So let's say there'll be shortcuts for editing photos and videos and that sort of thing. So Apple is trying to do its own thing, and for whatever reason, they're keeping iOS and Mac OS separate. And that's interesting because you see people like Google combining Android and Chrome. So if you have a Chromebook, for example, you can finally get Android apps on it.
Right.
So I'd like to see how Apple is going to integrate its ecosystems as they move forward.
Mark, final question. What's with all this trash talking? Microsoft, obviously, they want to take on Apple. It's pretty obvious. Apple, though, doesn't, really want to get into that sort of game.
Yeah, Apple has always been about our products and our marketing speak for themselves, and they try not to really bring in their competitors because they want to seem like they're above the fray. Microsoft is taking punches at Apple, and they're doing it at a good time because some of the MacBooks have been around for 500 plus days in the case of the MacBook Air. So maybe after this fall, maybe they'll pull back a little bit. But Microsoft too is expected to update its Surface Book, its Surface Pro this fall. So I think the wars are going to continue.
Interesting. We'll be here to watch it. Mark, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching. I'm Susan Lee. Have a great day.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the I right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.